What's up, everyone? All right, well, here we are, green day. I'm up $2,407.05, trading with my max share size of 2,000 shares, which I only took on one trade today. Still my max daily loss of $1,000, and my rule that if I have 3 consecutive losers, I'm done for the day. So I pulled about $1 per share out of MYOV. Now yesterday I didn't trade KRTX because that was well outside my price range, opening at 30 and squeezing up to $50, $55. There was no way that I could wrap my head around trading that, knowing that right now I'm preparing for this small account challenge, which starts in less than 2 weeks. By the way, today is the last day that you can register for the priority access waitlist. So for Black Friday this year, we're doing something a little different, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Instead of doing the typical sale on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I'm doing a priority waitlist. And it's for all of my existing students and for anyone who's a YouTube follower or a Facebook follower who wants to register. So you guys are gonna get the first opportunity to use the Black Friday, Cyber Monday coupon code. And the reason I'm doing that is because this year we're limiting the number of times it can be used. I didn't do that last year and I kind of got burned. We had so many people that joined. It ended up, you'd think that's a good thing, but it ended up really being kind of crazy. And the whole month of December was 12, 14-hour days trying to keep up with emails and everything else. And so this year I was like, I'm not doing that again. So we're bringing on a smaller group of students for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and that's why I want to give those of you guys, of course, our current students and those of you who are loyal followers on YouTube and Facebook, the first opportunity, all right? And then once you guys have had the first opportunity to use the coupon codes, then we'll open it up to the general public, and we'll probably get to a point where we don't even really have to do much for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, because you guys will take most of the seats. So that's a win. Link is below to register for priority access. Anyways, today, KRTX right now just hit $120 a share. It's great to see that momentum. Yesterday, I absolutely had the right idea at 55, but I couldn't trade it. And I ended up feeling a lot of FOMO around it. You know, the whole rest of the day, I was kind of like questioning myself. You know, I'm preparing for the small account challenge, which made me say I shouldn't trade that, but then I felt like I missed an opportunity. And what I kept reminding myself yesterday was that discipline is a muscle and you have to strengthen it, you have to exercise it. And yesterday I exercised it. Yesterday I didn't take a single trade all day long, no trades. And certainly on the one hand, at the end of the day, I felt kind of worn out from this feeling of not giving into FOMO and fighting it all day long. But on the other hand, I was really proud of myself for exercising that discipline and proving that I am stronger than that emotion. And so this morning when I sat down, I knew KRTX was probably going to be in play, and I said, I'm not going to trade that today. Even though it's up $20 a share or almost 30, from the 80s up to 120, the spreads are huge. The price it's simply not affordable if you're trading on a small account. And I'm treating my account right now as if it is the small account that I will have in 2 weeks. You know, and so you guys are going to have to learn to sit with that feeling of FOMO and not give into it. So today, MYOV is currently up 168%. This is the one that I traded. It's at $16 right now. It's a little on the expensive side. It's not one that I would have been able to trade, certainly on day one of the small account challenge. But it's one that I would have been able to trade probably during the second week of the small account challenge with smaller share size. It's not nearly as expensive as KRTX. The spreads generally have been tighter. It's an 87 million share float, so that is going to make the spreads a little tighter. It's got 30 million shares of volume. You know, and this is the one that I was able to find some profit on. But I also found a little frustration because my first trade was a small winner, second trade was a loss, third trade I went red. So now I've got 2 losses back to back and I'm down $160 or $132 on the day. And I'm like, you know, feeling frustrated. I missed this opportunity yesterday. Now it's compounding with my frustration that I'm red today and I feel like, you know, I can't do anything right. This is driving me crazy. The small account stuff is holding me back. And I said, just let that be, put it aside. Let's just focus on good quality opportunities. And then I ended up getting 2 awesome opportunities on it. And now I'm up $2,400. I could have just as easily given into FOMO on this one and chased it during some of its erratic moves, and I would have gotten myself into trouble. And so I'm glad I didn't. So let's break down the trades on this one. Let's get into the recap. And as always, you guys have questions, comments, please leave them below. I'll come back through and answer them later today. And I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. All right, everyone, so we're going to do a recap of today's trades. MYOV, this is the only stock I traded today. Kept myself pretty focused on that one. Let's see. You can see this is where I'm sitting. Oops, there we go. Drag that over. I'm just going to sit up $2,407.05, which is actually a pretty awesome morning. KRTX continues to surge up. Now it's at $130 a share, which is pretty crazy, but MYOV is the one I traded. So I had two stocks on watch this morning, SAEX and MYOV. SAEX, I liked it over 450, but the bell rang and it just sold off, dropped all the way to 3. Very, very weak. So it didn't trigger an entry point for me, and so I didn't take any trades on it. So it didn't take a loss, just sat tight on that one. MYOV. This one, out of the gates, I was a little nervous about. It already had 8 million shares by the time the bell was ringing. The pre-market high was 1373, and it had 10 green candles in a row coming into the open. So I was like, this thing is extended, obviously. But at the same time, it's clearly showing strength. And so what I ended up doing on this, I'll blow up this 10-second chart so you guys can just kind of see in a little bit more detail. What I ended up doing was taking a couple of trades right at the open. My first trade was right here for a break over, I didn't get in there. I got in right here for the break over the pre-market high, 1373. It rips up to 1460, which was awesome, but then it drops right back down to 1350. And I kind of held it a little too long and ended up making on that trade only about 40 cents per share on 1,000 shares, so about $400. All right, it then pulls back here, and right in this area, I got back in, thinking that it was going to break over the high. It then drops back down to 1370, and I end up getting out right through here for a $300 loss. So by the end of the first 2 minutes of the day, I went from up 400 to up only about $162 or something like that, 165 on the stock. So then I was like, all right, well, this thing isn't working out quite as well as I thought it would. And I was like, all right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an order right at this level right here, 1450. I'm looking for the break over 1450 because I think that'll give us a break here. And this essentially, I was waiting for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high. Remember, this is a 10-second chart. So it rips up here to 1450. I had my order at 14. I think I had it at 1450. I press the buy button. I don't get filled. It hits 15, and I'm like, FOMO, frustration, disappointment. I miss it. I miss the trade. And now it's at 15, and I'm like, I'm like about to press shift 1, and I'm like, don't do it. That's FOMO. Your good entry was 1450. Getting in here is too high. Leave it alone. It rips through 15 to 16 to 1650. And then it comes all the way back down. And so I'm glad I didn't FOMO. And I mean, in hindsight, had I FOMO'd into it, I probably would have ended up making money on it, which of course is positive reinforcement of a negative behavior. But I didn't. And so now it's coming back down and I'm watching it. And what I started to notice, it breaks down to the VWAP here and then it curls back up right through here. And I actually got in right here for this false breakout. And on this trade, I lost $200. So now I'm down 130 or so on the day. And I'm feeling really frustrated because now I'm the guy who's red on this stock that's up, 100%. And it's like frustration that I missed this opportunity. And of course, I didn't take any trades yesterday, so I was feeling a little frustrated. But I kept watching it. And it comes back up here. And through this area, and this was right here, through this area here, I noticed something interesting. I noticed that it kept hitting 1450 and holding that level. It kept dipping down to 14, and just like we saw yesterday on KRTX, we were seeing lots of selling, but it was holding. It was holding that level. So what I realized was that there was a hidden buyer there at 1450. I pressed the buy button at 1456, and then look at this. We got this awesome resolution right here up to 1580. Right there, I made almost $1,000. So I went from down 130 to up about 800 or so. And then I got back in right here for the break over 16. This was picture perfect. Jumped into this one with 1,000 shares, went up to 2,000, bigger share size. That was as it was breaking right through here, and then scaled back down around the $17 spot. And look at that drop. If I'd been holding this whole thing and waiting to see if this would do something like KRTX, which is now hitting $135 a share, I would have given back all of the profit I made. And that's why I really try not to regret selling and taking profit. Taking profit is what you have to do if you're doing this to make money. If you're gambling and you're trying to swing for a home run, so you can retire early, sure, would KRTX have done it with 1,000 shares holding for 2 days? I guess it would have. 10,000 shares holding overnight? I suppose so. But nobody day trades like that because that's gambling. And 99 out of 100 times you will lose money trying to do that. For every one stock that goes all the way to 100 like this, I can show you 100 others that squeeze up to 30 and then go all the way back down to $2, or to 40 and then go all the way back down to $2. More often than not, they fail. When they do this, it's rare. And so don't beat yourself up for missing, this big opportunity, right? Oh my goodness. So this area here, 52, this is where we had that hidden buyer. I believe it was right in here on KRTX. This is where I called out that trade that ended up ripping up. And you know what, guys? I would have sold the whole thing. I'm not going to... I know yesterday I put the title of my YouTube video of how I predicted the breakout. And what I meant was how I predicted this breakout right here. There is no way I could have possibly known that this was going to rip and squeeze up to $100 a share. There's no way. But this right here, this I was able to visualize. This I was able to predict. And what we had today on MYOV, that I was able to predict with pretty good accuracy. This break here over 1450, and then this break right here over 16. So smaller time frames. And right now, this is still interesting, but I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to be done, and I'm going to be grateful because you know what? My daily goal is 500 a day right now with 2,000 shares. When I start the small account challenge, my daily goal is going to be 100 a day. All right, it's going to be $100 a day. So I've scaled my daily goal from 2,000 a day, swinging for the fences, trading like a cowboy the last couple months, to really trying to rein it in as I prepare for this small account challenge. Again, I'm not doing this because I'm going to make more money trading with a tiny account. I'm doing this because I want to help you guys. And, it's going to be challenging because I'm going to have FOMO and I'm going to feel like I would have been making more money on these trades, had I been trading with my regular size account. So there's a little bit of a sacrifice there that is tough to deal with, and that's why I often will be trading in two accounts at the same time, my small account and then my regular account. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do that during the small account challenge because it's also difficult to trade in two accounts at the same time. But this is something that I've decided to do. I've had a really good run for the last 2 years, $583 to over $1 million. And, this new challenge of starting with 500 and growing it to 25,000 or so, or I don't know. I'll see. I'm not really sure. I don't have a hard goal on what I'm trying to do with it other than just get some really good recordings and, put together a really nice class on trading with a $500 account. I think it's just more relatable for you guys. So, anyways, so that's about it for me. So yeah, $2,400. That's 4 or 5 times the daily goal. I'm happy with that. That's a really solid day. And if I could do it again tomorrow with another just daily goal of 500, that would be terrific. I don't need to make these $2,500 days every day, but 500 a day would be really nice with 2,000 shares. Okay, so that's it for me. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of the day, and I'll see you all first thing tomorrow morning. And again, reminder, don't forget to register for priority access to our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales, because we're closing that priority access waitlist tonight. All right, I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Hey, have you seen my most popular video on YouTube? It's got over 5 million views. You can check it out right here, and check out one of my other videos on YouTube right here. I hope you guys enjoy, and as always, if you have questions, leave them down below in the comments section. I personally respond to every comment that's posted.